Hello, good day. I am Jolly Marie Grace Cisas and I'm going to report about segmented market theory, liquidity premium, and preferred habitat theories. So, segmented market theory of the term structures sees a market for different maturity bands as completely separated and segmented. The interest rate for each band with a different maturity is then determined by the supply of and the demand for that band, with no effects from the expected returns on other bands with other maturities. So the key assumptions of segmented market theory is that bonds of different maturities are not substitute at all. So, the expected return from holding a bond has no effect on the demand on a bond of another maturity. The theory of the term structures is at the opposite extreme of the expectation theory, which assumes that bonds of different maturities are perfect substitute. Segmented market theory, differing yield curve patterns are accounted for by supply and demand differences associated with bonds of different maturities. So, if as seems sensible, risk-averse investors have short-desired holding periods and generally prefer bonds with shorter maturities that have less interest rate risk. The segmented market theory can explain fact 3, which states that yield curves typically slope upward. So, because in a typical situation, the demand for long-term bonds is relatively lower than that than short-term bonds. Long-term bonds will have lower prices and higher interest rate. Hence, yield curve will typically slope upward. So although the segmented market theory can explain why yield curves usually tend to slope upward, it has a major flaw in that it cannot explain fact 1 and 2. First, because it views the market for bonds of different maturities as completely segmented. So there is no reason for a rise in the interest rate on a bond of one maturity to affect the interest rate on a bond of another maturity. Therefore, it cannot explain why interest rate on a bond of different maturity tend to move together. Second, because it is not a short-term interest rate. So the theory cannot explain why yield curve tend to slope upward when short-term interest rate is low and inverted when the short-term interest rates are high. Because each of our two theories explain empirical fact that others cannot, a logical step is to combine the theories, which leads us to the liquidity premium theory. Liquidity premium theory of the term structures states that the interest rates expected to occur over the life of the long-term bond plus a liquidity premium, also referred to as a term premium, that responds to the supply and demand condition for that bond. So the key assumptions of liquidity premium is that bonds of different maturities are substitutes, which means that the expected return for one bond does influence the expected return for a bond of another maturity, but it allows the investors to prefer one bond maturity over another. So in other words, bonds of different maturities assumes to be substitute but not perfect substitute. Investors tend to prefer short-term bonds because these bonds bears less interest rate risk. So, liquidity premium theory is thus written as through this equation, where INT is the liquidity term premium for the end period bond at time, which is always positive and rises with the term to maturity of the bond N. So, preferred habitat theory. Closely related to the liquidity premium theory, which takes a somewhat less direct approach to modifying the expectation hypothesis but comes to similar conclusion. It assumes that investors have a preference for bonds of one maturity over another, a particular bond maturity preferred habitat in which they prefer to invest. Because they prefer bonds of one maturity over another, they will be willing to buy bonds that do not have the preferred maturity or habitat. only if they earn a somewhat higher expected returns because investors are likely to prefer the habitat of short-term bonds over that of long-term bonds. They are willing to hold long-term bonds only if they have higher expected returns. The relationship between liquidity premium and pure expectation theory. So the relationship of the liquidity premium or preferred habitat and expectation theory is that because the liquidity premium is always positive and grows as the term to maturity increases, the yield curve implied by the liquidity premium and preferred habitat theories is always above the yield curve implied by the expectation theory and has a steeper slope. A simple numerical example, similar to the one we used for the expectation hypothesis, further clarifies what the liquidity premium and preferred habitat theory is. Again, suppose that 1 year interest rate over the next 5 years is expected to be 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%, and 9%. While investor preferences for holding short-term bonds means that the liquidity premiums for 1 to 5-year bonds are 0%, 0.25%, 0.5%, 0.75%, and 1%. This equation indicates that the interest rate on the 2-year bond would be 5% plus 6% over 2 because it is 2-year plus 0.25% which is the liquidity premiums is equal to 5.75%. This indicate for the 5-year bond would be 5% plus 6% plus 7% plus 8% plus 9% over 5 because it is 5 years plus 1% which is the liquidity premiums is equal to 8%. How can the liquidity premium and preferred habitat theories explain the occasional appearance of inverted yield curves if the liquidity premium is positive? So, it must be that at times short-term interest rates are expected to fall so much in the future that the average of the expected short-term rate is well below the current short-term rate. Even when the positive liquidity premium is added to this average, the resulting long-term rate will still be lower than the current short-term interest rate. That's all and thank you.